somewhere new. I don't know who you are, but I'm with you. I'm with you. Would you take me by the hand, take me somewhere new? I don't know who you are. Hey, welcome to the Lucimere channel. Welcome to the February 9th, I believe, daily guidance reading. I know I'm singing this Avril Lavigne song, With You. Would you take me by the hand, take me somewhere new? Don't know who you are, but I'm with you. It seems like there's honestly feels like there's like forward movement lately. I feel like we've been blessed. Like the readings lately have been forward, the past 2 days anyway, have been forward movement. I feel like if the new moon brought us anything, it was some good, and it helped give us some mojo. It's a damn cold night. I'm trying to figure out this life. Won't you take me by the hand, take me somewhere new? Don't know who you are, but I'm with you. And it's a really weird deck that want to speak. Anyway, what is the guidance for today? Oh, no, it's too much, man. Ugh. Oh, shit. I mean, I guess I'm gonna shuffle again. This is Passion and Dominion. Interesting. I'm shuffling again because when I picked up the deck, sometimes I don't look. I feel like I don't look anyway. And how can you not look? I don't look. Like, you don't know what's going on behind the camera. I don't look sometimes, so I look at nothing. And so when I picked up the deck, I didn't realize that there were 2 cards that I didn't pick up, so I have to reshuffle because I don't want to make anybody feel left out. Right? Here's the guidance for today, the 9th of February. Yeah. Let's hope all these are versatile. You want me to work real hard, huh? On top deck we have 12. What is that, Whisper? Blah. And all of this. So we have Possess. We have Dominion. We have Possess. Plaisir. Possedere. Won't you take me by the hand, take me somewhere new? I don't know who you are, but I'm with you. The 15th. What seems important? Possess. It's a damn cold night. Trying to figure out this night. Won't you take me by the hand, take me somewhere new? I don't know who you are, but I'm with you. Possession is an action? Is it? Let's see. It is. It's an action. It's an erotic action. A girl with a possessive stance. So I'm assuming she has her legs clamped around this sea creature, this fish. Damp old night. Trying to figure out this, let's say, ride. Won't you take me by the hand? Take me somewhere new. I don't know who you are, but I'm with you. Interesting. So she's, if we take her to be, say, a Knight of Cups type, because I'm just looking at this fish, and if we say take me by the hand, it's a damp cold night. This is reaching, but it feels like some Knight of Cups type stuff, but like the Knight of Cups is cold, you know, and he's kind of lackluster. But we're still trying to like possess it. I'm not sure if it's a damn cold night. Trying to figure out this lyrics could be completely wrong. This right, I'm making shit up now. Won't you take me by the hand, take me somewhere new? I don't know who you are, but so I don't know. What is today? The 8th? There's something happening on the 15th. I don't know. I feel like there's something. The 15th seems important somehow, but the 15th is after Valentine's Day. So if you receive some sort of something from someone who maybe, I don't know, was expecting something from you, they could be a little sour, damp, cold night, but they want you to possess them. And they want you to want them anyway. Um, they want you to take them by the hand. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. If this isn't romantic, it could still be someone who's kind of, it's just gonna be you. A damp, cold Knight of Cups. What is a damp Knight of Cups? This is someone whose cup is overflowing with water, but it's dirty water, it's polluted water, and they're damp. I mean, a knight, being in all the rest, like the chains and the armor, and just nobody wants to be wet. Nobody wants to be wet and stuck in like wet armor. Ugh, that can't be comfortable at all. That's yeesh. Anyway, let's keep going. Okay. Oh wow, I didn't even see that. Do you guys see this? I read ahead. Yeah, man, Knight of Cups. I mean, man, come through, spirit. Damp, cold night. A girl with a possessive stance rides a huge fish whose heart she has stolen. You see that shit? This is a Knight of Cups who is damp and cold. What happened here? Who is who here? What is the story we're telling? What's happening? She has stolen, and the symbol of which she holds in her hand. Won't you take me by the hand and take me somewhere new? I don't know who you are, but I feel like the song is where take me by the hand. She's taking it by the hand. And this horse is saying, take me by the hand, take me somewhere new. She's saying, take me by the hand, take me somewhere new. Haha, I have your heart, I control it. And this guy doesn't know anything because his heart's been stolen. I don't know who you are, but I'm with you. He's like forced to be with her. You guys, this story is unfolding in ways that I don't really... Are you with me still? Did you click out? Are you going to ride this out with me until it decides to make actual sense outside of this really cool synchronicity of this song, The Knight of Cups, and then I just saw the heart when I read it? This is so awesome. I'm not well acquainted with these cards. I actually don't use them as much as I should, nor how they are meant to be used. So I went a little deck crazy. But I am enjoying my Eros Oracle. Significance, possession, jealousy, fear of losing a lover, a tendency to imprison the other, exacerbated control of the situation, need to abuse one's power to impose one's ideas. Did this come out in reverse? It did, didn't it? It did, girl. I forgot it came out in reverse. Oh, it truly is a damp, cold night. Trying to figure out this ride. Won't you take me by the hand? This is someone who lost their power. This is someone who is floundering a little bit because they're like, oh, am I losing it? Am I gonna get it? Are you worried about Valentine's Day today? Because it's so close. Are you worried about it? Anyway, exacerbated control, need to abuse one's power and impose one's ideas. Or did you kind of let things go? Possess in reverse is something of letting things go, isn't it? Whisper, again, at the top of the deck, and I shuffled, I think. Whisper. Huh. Exclusive and oppressive relationship based on possession that limits feelings and the expression of the other. Interesting. Too many emotions, damp cold night, baby, all that rain. And too much jealousy is exhausting in the long term. An explosive affair that risks someone getting hurt. I feel like, though, that this is in the past, really. Because if this isn't a passing, it's something that maybe is slightly flared. Let's get grounded. Let's step away from this romantic angle. Okay, let's approach this essentially. Possess in reverse. Letting go. Letting go. Floundering around a bit. Feeling uncomfortable. There's discomfort here. Loss of control. In my mind, I just see Queen of Swords again from yesterday, who was the underlying energy. And, how cutting something out, or yeah, I mean cutting something out, but I don't want to use those words. Weaning, I guess. Weaning off of something. Weaning off of a mental pattern. Weaning off of a mental thought. Weaning off of a state of being that you've been in. Weaning off of, thinking certain things. Weaning off of being the victim. Weaning off of being the one who was hurt and stepping into your sovereignty. Stepping into the new. Weaning off of that, it's uncomfortable. You flounder a little bit because you're moving into a different state of being. Duh. You're moving to holding on to this thing that you had some semblance of control over, and having to let go. Oh, that's scary to say. Having to release control over what little you had control over left. With this heart here, it was a little, but it was a lot because it still kept you tied to what was. Letting it go and floundering around a bit, feeling the weight of what you've been holding on to and what you were tied to. Some devil energy here, but more so in the not toxic, but even if those two people in the devil card of the tarot were to be released from the devil and the devil was like, all right, bye, peace. There would be a flounderation because they would have to walk out of the devil's lair somehow, naked and afraid. Great show. And they wouldn't know where to go. So even with freedom from the chains, even with freedom from what's been holding on to you, there was a sense of control in being possessed. A familiarity in the old, in what was, whatever it was, shit. That's acceptable. Yeah, that's acceptable. This is, the morning after you maybe, traditionally, if you think of how when you end a relationship, even though you've premeditated it and you've thought about it before, and let's say you end it, and yeah, sure, there's that sense of freedom, but also that sense of, oh shit, I hope I made the right choice. Quitting a job, applying for a job, getting a new job, the day after you get your offer, you're thinking, oh shit, I hope I made the right choice. There's a bit of that floundering, and letting go of the last bit of you, which is as heavy as it's as heavy as something, I feel like all the pieces, in a way, sometimes carry all the weight. All the strings that tie us to an energy that's leaving us, an energy that used to be ours, all those little different strands, they carry the same weight, or sometimes you can't really tell. What am I saying? So, when we traditionally think of like a parachute, it's got like, 4 strings essentially tied up to the, not a parachute, not a parachute. What's that floating device in the air with the basket? The fuck is that thing? It's not a parachute. It's like a floating balloon. Those floating balloons with baskets, right? They have the ropes there. If you cut one rope, it tilts, and you can feel that one rope's been cut. If you cut another rope, it tilts. It gets worse. Now, I feel like when we're tethered to something, when we're tied to something, it can be like that, where it's like, oh, you feel that you're letting go, that you're being dropped. But I feel like that last final string, sometimes it's reminiscent of when everything was still attached because of the finality of it. This heart is a tiny piece of this creature here, but it's a tiny piece, but it's one of the most important pieces because it's the last piece, the last connection is how I'm reading this right now. And letting go of that last piece, letting go of possessing that thing, letting go of the last bit of control is scary. Because, geez, what happens next? There is some floundering. There is some, my legs can't hold on tight to this fucking slippery ass fish because now I'm all out of sorts. But, again, this energy could be in terms of saying, it's like what I was saying earlier today, the essence of how this could be where you get a new job, where you meet a new person, where you have a conversation with somebody, or, whatever, something stereotypically thought of as good, and it could also be still in essence happens in something like stereotypically thought of as bad. Letting go of the former, letting go of singlehood to enter into not singlehood. It's, oh shit, you know, I have a date. We swiped right on each other and we both agreed to a date. Oh, geez, have I made the right? Oh, am I ready? Oh, I can't, you know, like they're still holding on to that little piece of the past. They're moving on from dating to being in a relationship, from being in a relationship to being, you know, fiancéed and things like that. Or even something where you're letting go of someone, when you're breaking up with somebody, where, you know, you're holding on to that little piece of like, oh, but did I make the right choice? You know, that type of thing. Or even moving jobs, or whatever this may be. I'm trying. Whenever I record these, I always think of like, because they play out sometimes in my life, and I'm like, oh, I see. Okay, is this really that moment? Oh, I guess I should remember this like super mundane thing that happened to me, because that's gonna help in the examples. But in the examples, like I can never think of those like mundane things. This is maybe even letting go of some pride. Um, letting go of some pride, and like I think earlier this week or yesterday we were talking about asking for help from someone who may know better. And sometimes the person who may know better can be someone younger than you, someone in a position that's different from you, and you liked being in the authority. You kind of have to take a beginner's mind. You start kind of not, yeah, essentially lower yourself. You know, this could even be graduating from like freshman year to sophomore year, where you're, or from you know, junior high to high school, where you're no longer a top dog. Now you have to kind of like release that and reclimb. But it's not really, it's, I don't know, it's a cousin of that, I suppose. It's a cousin of that energy. It's yeah, there's going to be some floundering, because you're human, you know. Yeah, it's a damp, cold night. I'm trying to figure out this. I don't know what the lyrics are. Won't you take me by the hand, take me somewhere new? You are going somewhere new. You are. And I will say, pray this prayer, you know, Lord or Spirit, whatever. Take me by the hand, take me somewhere new. I don't know who you are, but I'm with you, you know, where you flip that song on its head and say, you know what, I have to let go of this little piece of whatever, and I need help. And go to, you know, God, go to Spirit, go to your guidance and say, you know, help me release myself from what's I'm already being released from. And just, you know, take me by the hand as we enter into the somewhere new, because we know we are. If you've been watching these for any amount of time, you know that's where we're going, and we're there, and also not there. But we're more so there now. Wow, I feel it. Do you feel it? I feel it. Take me by the hand, take me somewhere new, because as a damp night, like I'm ready to get out this fucking horse and do something and wear something different. I'm ready to wear some dry clothes and be warm. Yeah, that took a turn, but we made it. Did you hang out till the end? I didn't know where we were going with that either. Sometimes I feel really embarrassed because, like, I have to speak it, and I feel like my higher self's just like, figure it out. We're gonna give you bits and pieces. You do it. But yeah, sometimes, for instance, speaking of the Knight of Cups, to me when the Knight of Cups is in reverse, it means retreat. Okay, so seeing as this lady here is in reverse, and possess is definitely not, you know, go for it in reverse anyway. How I'm reading it now, I feel like I should say this: if you saying, if I go to romance for a second, there, for me personally, I'll explain this as a personal example and then I'll extrapolate. I'm running out of time actually. There have been moments where I will not instigate something, but I will yesterday we were talking about stepping into that moment where you decide, where it's truly, you feel it in your core, the earth shakes and moves because you have made a decision. When we enter into that energy, for me sometimes, in order to get myself to enter into that energy, or maybe I am in that energy and this is how it sort of manifests, is where I will make certain moves. So there's certain things that you say that you really can't take back ever, like confessing how you feel about someone, any which way, whether it's good feelings or bad feelings, and those really can vary. But once you say certain things, you can't take them back. It's not friends. But you said you love me and you took it back. Like, no. Even when you say that, you said it. So what I see here with this heart is, there may be some things that you may have to say to people or do in order to get it out of your system. Please be responsible. Don't be a dick, right? And like key someone's car or some shit. But like, please don't. Be smart. Where you release yourself from the final rope and finally sort of say the thing, ask the thing that keeps you holded, binded. Do you actually really see us being together? That's a scary question to ask. Do you ever see yourself actually promoting me? Like, really? Do you ever see, having those real kind of putting it all on the line, because there's not much else to put on the line but the one thing that is holding you. And falling off the scaly ass creature here and giving it back its heart and freeing yourself, falling into an abyss. Not the most comforting, but I bet you sleep well that night, So anyway, have a good day. Have a great weekend. I'll see you tomorrow.